San Francisco has been voted year in, year after year, one of the top destination cities in the world for travelers. And it's well known to be a city of great hotels, great hospitality. So, of course, an industry that's taken a big hit in a very short time is the hotel industry. So, we're going to bring in now Kevin Carroll, the president and CEO of the Hotel Council of San Francisco, to talk about how it's been impacted and what's next. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
So, Kevin, let's start with the numbers. How many hotels are there in San Francisco, and how many employees does that mean? And by the employees, I don't mean just the people who work in hotels, but all the restaurants and other industries that are supported by our tourism community.
So there's 215 hotels in San Francisco, but they employ just in the hotels themselves, 25,000 people work in the hotels. But the industry supports jobs way outside the hotel because of people that benefit small businesses and other businesses around it. So when you multiply that out, over 100,000 jobs are influenced and helped from the hotel industry in San Francisco.
What was the day that you realized this was going to be unlike any other crisis the hotel industry had faced in San Francisco, bigger than 9/11, bigger than the earthquake, bigger than the Great Recession?
I think when we sat down, our industry sat down with the mayor and our Department of Public Health to look at how our industry could help with contracting with the city for hotel rooms for first responders and vulnerable populations. I think that's when it hit me because the hotels had seen a complete slowdown, almost to a complete halt of people coming to the city and staying in hotels. And then after that, it was now what do we do to actually prepare? And especially because so many of our employees, because we went from, literally, if you were a car going 60 miles an hour to 5 miles an hour within a matter of weeks. And that was something that impacted most of our employees as well.
Right. Now, there's a little bit of misinformation out there. And of course, in a time when the news stories come faster than an old-fashioned ticker tape, it's kind of understandable. But, having worked with hotels for many years in San Francisco and worked for the Hotel Council, I know the industry to be one of the most philanthropic and generous anywhere. The hotel industry in San Francisco has been giving back to the community for a long time. Talk a little bit now about during COVID-19. What is the hotel industry and specifically in San Francisco doing to house first responders and some of our most vulnerable populations?
Yes, so the hotels are contracting with the city and what happens is the entire hotel would be used. So whether it's first responders, so those hotels that are actually the entire hotel is being used for first responders, or for vulnerable populations, or in some cases the homeless, hotels are doing that as well. We also have a nonprofit collaborative that works out of the hotels that donates products. So as things were happening, we were helping really make sure that excess food that was already purchased for events was being able to be distributed out within the community as well.
What's the message that you would like to get out to the world about the hotel industry in San Francisco? I mean, as I joked with Alfredo a few weeks ago, March was like the day you get sideswiped by a truck and knocked to the curb, and April is the month we realized, well, okay, I'm a little battered, but I'm not done. And tell me if I'm wrong. May seems to be the month where it won't be full hotel lobbies and full hotel rooms, but the month where we begin to say we're going to pick ourselves up. How does the hotel industry in San Francisco begin to pick itself up? What message would you like to send to the people who want to come back and visit San Francisco?
Well, our employees, as you know, are incredible. I think what's always amazed me about the hotel industry is how resilient we are. And we will recover. It's going to take a while. And I think my message to the world would be, San Francisco is an incredible city. When it's open and you're able to come back and travel here, our hotels and our employees will be here to welcome you. And we really look forward to that day. I mean, for us, it's something that we're used to. Hotels want to welcome people to our city, and we'll be there for you as soon as we can.
So, Kevin, talk to me a little bit about the Purple Lights campaign. I think a lot of people have seen over the last few weeks City Hall lit in purple, the color of hospitality, but also Coit Tower and hotels. What is that campaign about?
I think it's a symbol, a thank you to the hospitality workers, as I mentioned, across the city. And it's also a visual reminder of the strength and courage of the teams that work within our industry and within the city. I think many of our hotels have hearts put up onto their actual buildings in a way that they take the windows and all the lights, they form them into a heart. And some of them are combining that with the color purple as well. And I think that's a symbol of hope, a light that people can see and remind them that we're here and we'll be here. It's been an incredible thing that's being replicated around the world, I think, especially on the hearts. And the use of purple as a color, I think, is increasing as well. I just, it makes me feel good to see that. And it's a visual reminder to people that we're here and we'll be here.
Yeah, the other day on another interview, I heard someone ask you, "What is your favorite hotel?" And I remember the answer you gave, but I'm going to let you give it. And after you give that, I'd like, in closing, you to answer two questions. What was the best day during this COVID-19 crisis? Something that you saw that really made you think, "Yes, we're going to get through this."
When people ask me what my favorite hotel is, I just say it's like asking someone what their favorite child is or who their favorite child is. I work with all the hotels, and we have hotels of all different levels, sizes, shapes for everybody. And I definitely can't pick a favorite. I usually start asking what type of hotels do you like and try to narrow it down that way. I think for me, the fact that this industry was able to do what they did so quickly when business was literally cut off, to me, it just shows how people are able to, even during tough times, rally around to make sure they do what they can, everything for their employees, for their community. And I think that's when I realized, hotels, like I mentioned, they're incredibly resilient. But now it's the time for us to start planning for the recovery, and we will. The city has a recovery task force that the Hotel Council is on, and we'll be working closely to make sure that when we get through this recovery, it benefits as many people as it possibly can.
Great. Thank you so much, Kevin. You are the soul of optimism and pragmatism, and we appreciate it. Thanks to Kevin Carroll from the Hotel
Great.
Council.